The fact that there are multiple instances where Superboy and Miss Martian could have broken up in Young Justice actually like pisses me off because they kept them together. Hi everyone, my name's Frankie and welcome to my channel, and today we're talking about Young Justice once again. This time we're talking about the problematic relationship between Connor and Megan. I remember when I watched Young Justice when I was little, the relationship with them actually did bother me a bit, but I didn't know why until like the second season. Because in the second season, the issues between the relationship actually becomes more obvious. Because if you don't know, if you haven't seen Young Justice, basically what happens in like the second season is that like Connor and Megan are broken up. And the reason is because Megan did something bad and she tried to go into Connor's head and change what he thought about her. Spooky, right? And it's like the way they word it sounds like it could be like, you know, like a rape allegory. So I'm like over here, it's like you put him back with his abuser. Like that doesn't make sense to me, like at all. Like it makes no freaking sense. But that's like not the first time that the issues actually start in the relationship. It actually starts in the first season. And that's what I want to talk about today because it like really bothers me, you know? So it's time to diss the faves. Anyways, so in the first season, when we first meet Connor, he's basically a test tube baby. He's like a lab experiment. He's supposed to be a clone of Superman, but he's not like a full clone. He's like a half clone because like they couldn't make him full Kryptonian because like that made them crazy. Who knows why? Anyways, the boys, they like find him and then they like save him, you know, and like they're like, hey, you're one of us, why do you want to stay here down here when you could go hang with us? And he's like, aye, sure. And like at this point, even though like Connor's like physically a teenager, he hasn't been around for that long. He's like technically, I think he's like he was in between at the time, like a few months old to like about a year old, I think. Wait, let me look this up. Hold on. Oh shit, I just looked it up. It's even worse than I thought. He was like 16 weeks old. That's even worse. That's worse. Anyways, he was like 16 weeks old, right? And then he meets Megan, you know, and she's like, ooh, I like you, you know? And the thing is, when Superboy was like down there in the lab, the way that he got like all that information in his head was because there was these like creatures that like had mind powers and they were constantly in his head, like constantly. And guess what Miss Martian's powers are? Mind powers. You see where this is going? Anyway, so then you got that, like he's not that old, so he doesn't actually have that much experience with the outside world. And you have Megan who has mind powers. He's been alive for a while, so like that's a recipe for disaster, recipe for straight up disaster. The thing is, Megan's also the one that like named Connor. And if you watch this season, there's this episode where we find out why she like named herself Megan. Like Megan's her birth name, but why she does this thing called Hello Megan. It's because like there was this show that she really liked called Hello Megan, and guess who like Connor is named after? The main character's boyfriend. You know how creepy that is? And everybody's like, whoa. Like, what's wrong with you? Why did you do that? And she's like, I don't know. I think she gives some bullshit reason. Anyways, so like, you got that. And then there were multiple times where he's like telling Megan to stay out of his head because like it's like normal on her planet for people to communicate through telepathically, but obviously that's not normal on Earth. And then you got Superboy whose like conditions are like even more different because he like was raised that way by in the lab. So he's like he doesn't feel comfortable with her in his head. But then it's like the thing is, Megan doesn't exactly stop. She doesn't like agree to his wishes. She keeps entering his head without permission until eventually he just gives in. It's like, oh no, this is fine, when it's like really not fine. And then again, like I mentioned how like she tried to change his mind about her. Like she tried to like basically mind control his thoughts like in season 2. This isn't necessarily completely related to their ship, but like it is still related. She also broke the mind of one of their former teammates, and this shows like how dangerous her powers actually are. So it makes me wonder, is that how much of their relationship is actually genuine and how much of it is like McGann influencing his mind? Because again, like even now, currently, in the latest season, he is still physically 16 years old. He's technically 8 now, but he's still physically 16. And he's like getting married to her. And like, you got this guy. I'm not saying that you can't live a normal life, but like, you got this guy who doesn't know and like anything outside of being a superhero. And then you have this girl who like has mind powers, and it makes me wonder, it's like how much of their relationship, like it doesn't seem healthy to me. There's like a clear power imbalance in that regard, because like you can relate to like what happened to Superboy in the past to abuse. What happened between him and McGann, that could be related again to abuse. So it's like it's not okay, it's not good, and it's like really disgusting actually. And I saw this like comic panel where it's like McGann has wronged him like so many times in so many ways, but it's like he forgives her, and then he takes the blame for something that he shouldn't be blaming himself over, when it's like her fault. None of it's like Connor's fault, because he doesn't know better. Even like, because like while he is older now, he's 8 years old. He's 8 years old. Like McGann's like his first and only girlfriend. He doesn't have like, because like all his friends, all his close relationships are superhero related, you know what I mean? He hasn't had time to actually do the things that he like wasn't allowed to do in terms of like childhood, you know? So it makes me sad, because like he deserves better than McGann. And like the thing is, there were several times in the relationship when they broke up and should have like not got back together, but they keep putting them back together. They should not be dating still. And like, even though this show, like especially in season 3, while it wasn't airing like for kids at that point, it was still in the beginning aimed towards like a younger audience. So like now you got like an abusive I hate it when this happens. Like the relationship is clearly abusive, but it's framed as something romantic. A good example of this is like for example, Raylo. That's abusive. A lot of Harrison Ford's characters, like Indiana Jones, I believe, like they show some like toxic relationship behaviors. Like it's so normalized. Like I'm trying to think off the top of my head of who else fits this category. Hold on. And when I say like abusive and toxic relationships, I don't mean the one where the movie's like it's obviously like framed as such. I mean the ones that are like disguised to be romantic. And that's what this feels like. That's what their relationship feels like. It's like said to be like romantic, but nothing about the relationship is romantic itself. It's just like, it's actually kind of scary. It says here, like I'm on the Wikipedia page right now. It says, okay, let me read. It says like, as a side effect of the cloning process, Superboy will never visibly age. Thus looks identical in the 8 years since his awakening. So I'm like, bro, what the hell is this? Like, it doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't make sense to me. And like, McGann knows that he like it's like I feel like McGann doesn't actually back off of Superboy when he's uncomfortable. She just like keeps pushing him until he's like, okay, fine, and like says it's okay, but it's not actually okay. Like there's like and that happens. Like he's basically being coerced to accept her advances even when they make him uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't think their relationship is like good. I don't think they should be together. I don't think they should have ever gotten together to begin with. And if they like still got together, I don't think they should have lasted as long as they did. Because like it's not like a love is quarrel like it's been portrayed. It's like it's abuse. That's what it is, and we should call it what it is. Because like Megan has shown to use her powers to, like, she breaks into people's mind, and Superboy told her this. It's even said this, like, she literally breaks into people's minds even when she shouldn't, and she like destroys people's mind. Like, we don't like, I don't think Martian Manhunter does that. Like, she like literally just like destroys people's minds. She almost killed Aqualad like that, and like they're like, yo, we don't do that. We don't care if they like they're villain or not. They'll do that. So it just like makes me wonder, like, especially like how in the first season her like powers, like she couldn't really control them all. Again, it makes me wonder how much of their relationship is actually genuine and how much of it's being like, you know, mind control, like influencing. Because like there was literally an episode where they were like in this like virtual like training ground, but they forgot that it was fake because Megan's powers took over and made them all think it was real and that they were all gonna die. Anyways, this is starting to sound kind of like a rant, but thanks for watching. I just like it's just really disappointing to me, like, because Young Justice had so much potential, but a lot of it went down in the bin. And I'm pretty sure this will not be the last time I talk about Young Justice, because there's a lot that I gotta say about this show. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. If you like this video, maybe like leave a comment, a like, maybe even subscribe if you want to see more of me. I don't know. So I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.